Oh crap. Y'all can take a look at my chemistry homework. Wait, let me get rid of this. But I'm going to set you up so you guys can take a look at all of the, oh my god, I have so many, all of the questions that people have been asking. Okay. Just give me 1 second here to get situated. I think y'all can see now. Sort of. I know you can't read those questions, but those are the questions, and I will be reading them out loud. Let me see if I can zoom in. Is that possible? Oh, look at that. Okay, let me know if you guys can actually read this now. Also, hi. Hey, everyone. Hi, life. Okay. Wow, okay. So, I just zoomed in really big on all your questions. I think I'll go through like as many as I can, but I won't get to all of them, but okay. Hi everyone. Wow, people showing up. Okay, so just to give you guys a little bit of context, well, actually I'm not going to tell you what grade I'm in, but I am currently in high school. I am not a freshman though, so don't worry. I have more than enough experience to answer some of these questions, I think. I'm in the United States, so we operate on a system where you go to elementary school, which is first through 5th grade, sometimes kindergarten, and then you go through middle school, which is like for 3 years from 6th to 8th grade, and then you go through high school, which is from 9th to 12th grade, and then after you graduate from high school, you go to college, which is the same as university in some other countries. So there we go. And a lot of the time, people sort of view from going from middle school to high school as like some sort of rad experience that's like, oh, you're a little kid in middle school, and then you suddenly enter high school and like you're all grown up, which is just completely false, okay? So I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, it's not that different. Like, it's different for sure. There's a lot of key differences. Everything you do matters a little more. But at the same time, there's not that much of a difference between high school and middle school. So, like, don't, like, I don't know, get it in your mind that as soon as you enter high school, you need to be, like, going to parties and, like, you know, making terrible decisions and, like, being popular and stuff. Because that's just the worst misconception I've ever heard. And people like to think about it, too. So, okay. Now let's actually get into the questions that you guys have. So the first one is just a freak out about high school, which is very fair, but it's not a question. So, okay, the next person says, are there actually tropes as seen in movies like the popular girl with her 2 side chicks, mean girls, the nerd, the emos, the airhead, the dumb as bleep one, the cocky one, the jock, and the bully, and stuff like that? So this sort of depends on where you live. I guess another thing I should say is I live on the West Coast. We're considered a very liberal place, but at the same time, honestly, it doesn't really matter. I feel like there's only tropes if you like look for them. Are there cheerleaders? Yes. Do they come with some stereotypes? Yes, in a lot of schools, right? Are there like jocks? For sure. And do they often act like you would see them act in the movie? Yeah, but you also don't want to like stereotype everyone, because there are of course jocks who are super smart and cheerleaders who are super nice. Like, so you never want to like think about it that way. And at least where I went to school, well, actually I've gone to 2 high schools. One of them is a public school, so that's probably the experience I'll be telling you guys most about, because most of you guys are going through it. But the other school that I am currently in is a private school, and it's one that I had to apply to, and it's basically it's a really good school in that people who go there are known for being like, you know, super smart, top level like students. So that is probably not as relatable for most of you guys, so I won't go into it too much, but it does help to illustrate the fact that like each school is different, and like the culture that it has is going to be different. So you don't want to assume that my experience is like yours, so big disclaimer there, mine will not be like yours. And but at the same time, like, there's still a few things that are similar. Anyways, as for tropes, it depends on what school you go to, but usually yes. At the same time, movies, everyone knows that movies are never completely accurate to like real life, okay? So it's nowhere near as bad as Mean Girls. And like, you can't just walk around school pointing people out like those are the jocks and those are the airheads. Like, nobody does that, you know? But it's possible. Okay. Oh god. All right. Next, let's just move on. Fellow high schooler. Okay. So the question is it hard to make friends, or what's the easiest way to make friends? So if you are new, then like it'll definitely be harder for you to make friends. Personally, I went to the same high school, so we have a school system, right? So all the people in my high school, I actually like have gone to middle school and elementary school with. So I already had an established friend circle there. And then once you have a few friends, it's way easier to make more because you don't feel like you're like alone all the time, right? So that said, it's never easy to make friends, especially I bet for a lot of you guys who are watching. I personally don't super have a problem with it because I'm also not someone who like really needs to be with friends all the time. But at the same time, like is it hard to make friends depends on your personality. But if you go to a big high school, there's bound to be someone who you're going to click really well with, and you're bound to fit in somewhere. So please don't like worry too much about that. Even if you are or what you would consider like a nerd, even though I don't like that term really because like I just don't like it. But anyways, like if you are maybe someone who is not as you're shy, maybe you have social anxiety, that's fine. That's completely fine. That's normal. Tons of people are in your situation. You're gonna find people who are just like you and that you click with. And you can avoid the people who you don't like, especially if it's a big high school. Just like avoid them. And if you can't avoid them, then ignore them. But honestly, like there aren't that many people, like mean people or quote unquote your stereotypical popular people who will actually seek you out and go and like bully you. That doesn't happen as much as I think movies make it seem like it does. They're probably just going to ignore you. And if you're okay with that, then great, right? And then go find people who you're similar to. But yeah. Okay. What's the easiest way to make friends? Join a club. Oh my god, join a club, join sports. I know it's hard to put yourself out there, but you do have to if you want to meet new people. That's just the way things work, right? I personally always I haven't liked joining clubs that much, but you're first of all you want to play a sport because it's good for your body, but also because like you can meet other people and it's like an automatic common point of like subject. You don't have to explore and find what you guys like because you're literally already in the same club or sport. So you already know that there's something that you guys like together, that you have a shared point of interest. So just literally do that. That it doesn't even apply to high school. Like anywhere, if you join a club or a sport, that's like inviting yourself into a circle of friends. So just do that. And also you want to do extracurriculars and stuff because like you want to have stuff to write about when later you apply to college, and you just want those life experiences. If you just stay at home and do nothing all day, like sure it's fun if you watch YouTube all day and whatever, but it's not going to do that much for you. It's not going to help you grow, So I think you should definitely get involved with your school system. Okay. Next person says, I'm in middle school right now. Is there a big transition from being in middle school to junior or senior high, and how different or similar are they? Like I said, they're different in that, like, there's different responsibilities that come with each one. And, of course, the stuff you learn gets harder and harder and harder, and your responsibilities become, like, more and more and more, right? That makes sense. Oh, my school has an anime club. Anyways, yeah, like, you can just join things like that. Anyways. But it's like a gradual transition. You'll get used to it. Like teachers, you're not going to enter high school and get swamped with like 5 hours of work. When in my freshman year, it was literally better than 8th grade. It was easier than 8th grade. So like, I wouldn't worry too much about that. But at the same time, you do have to remember that like in high school, things like grades and stuff matter a lot more than in middle school. You can get away with having bad grades in middle school usually, but like you need to, in high school they matter more. I mean, if you're not someone who worries about them anyways though, like then that's fine. But if you are someone who wants to get good grades and cares about them, just know that like they're weighted a lot more heavily in high school, of course. Okay, woo. Cherish whatever stupid events you can attend, please. Yes, I'm one of those people who are like, I don't really like homecoming, which is one of the dances. School dances have never really been my thing. I mean, they're fun, don't get me wrong, but like, since when COVID rolled around, everything got canceled, and that was just bad. Like, I was looking forward to it, So just go to whatever you can, even if it's stupid, and at least you and your friends can laugh about how stupid it is, right? Makes sense? Okay. Next question is, what should I expect from high school and how different it is? Okay, I kind of answered this. Again, it's a lot of work, but it's gradual, so, like, you're not going to get overwhelmed. It's not going to be like you get out of middle school, day one, they slam you with, like, too much and you're dying. Like, that's not going to happen. Okay. Will high school be a lot harder? Again, Honestly, I have never pulled an all-nighter for high school. And just for background info, I'm like what some people would consider a nerd. It's kind of obvious. I do a lot of stuff. I don't think I've got straight A's throughout my entire high school career or whatever, and I don't go to like an easy school either. And I've still never pulled an all-nighter. If you are just like if you just keep track of what you're doing and you stay on top of things and you are responsible for yourself and like, just don't make like terrible decisions, then you'll be fine. And I feel like school helps prepare you for that too. If you make bad decisions, that's completely on you. It's not because of like high school. 90% of the time. Again, it's different for every school. Are finals really as hard as portrayed in movies? Okay, finals. Let's talk about finals. Finals suck. They suck so bad. Every single year they suck because basically they're testing you on everything that you've learned throughout the year. And I'm someone who has like a short-term memory, so it's like I can remember stuff just fine for the unit test and then I just forget it all. Finals suck. You do have to study for them, of course. That said, they're it's not like okay, actually they're very stressful as well. And usually sometimes they can count for like 10 to 15% of your total grade throughout the whole year. So it really depends. I would say though, if you spend time studying, you do the review material, and you try your best. Don't worry too much about it. And also, some schools, some classes will let you retake finals too. So it really just depends on your class. But they are really stressful. Like I'm not gonna try and pretend that they're easy because they're not. So yeah. How do classes work? Do they change every semester like they do in middle school, or is it different? So in my school, and usually in the U.S., you can at first in like freshman year you don't really have that much freedom with your classes, but later on in like junior and senior year, you get more and more, like what's it called? You get more and more choice. Like I'm already later on in my high school career, so I can choose basically what classes I take next year. You do have to fulfill requirements, though. You always have to take like 4 years of math, 4 years of English, 3 years of history, maybe. Depends on what your school offers. We have computer science, which I've taken. My school, the private school that I go to is pretty blessed. So we also have things like psychology. We have some cool history electives like chaos theory and like, all of those things. So those things you can choose. But earlier on in the career, it's not like you can't choose as much. So yeah. But yeah, it depends on your high school. Some high schools go by quarter systems where the year is split into fourths and then you get a grade at the end of each fourth. Some people go by trimesters, or so it's 3 split into 3, and some schools are just semesters. So every halfway through the year you get your grades and then you get to switch classes. Okay, let's see. How do you make friends without someone hating you and leaving you for someone else? I don't know why anybody would hate you and leave you for someone else. I have drifted apart from high school friends before though, like over the course of the year. And it just happens, I don't have grudges against any of them. If they reached out to me, I would still talk to them, but sometimes people just change and you grow apart. The things that you value changes, right? Like, I don't know. Some of my friends just don't share my same opinions and priorities anymore, so you just drift apart and it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Oh, this one's from Sammy, I was talking about on the Discord before about this topic. So, is the workload a lot? Is there anything you recommend on how to stay on top of things so you don't get stressed a lot? Or are there any classes or electives that you recommend? So, again, classes and electives vary between schools, so I'm not really going to recommend anything. Is the workload a lot? It gets more and more. Like, right now, I'm kind of in the peak of my workload, so it is definitely a lot. But, it works. It's okay. It's dealable. I'm not gonna die, How to stay on top of things? I mean, I keep a planner. Actually, I'm not really using it right now, but I do keep a planner. Usually schools have systems where you can have, you can go to a site or an app and see all the work you have listed that's due, all the assignments and stuff. Do assignments as soon as you can. Don't put things off. Okay, I'm speaking to you, procrastinator. Just don't procrastinate. Like, seriously, you can procrastinate for a few hours. That's fine. But get it done. Don't stay up till 3 a.m. 3 a.m., not doing your homework. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just do your homework. Because usually it's not that hard. Especially at the beginning in high school, your homework is things like doing a survey and whatever. If you let it pile up, though, it's going to get bad. Especially, I'm talking to those of you who have 50 late assignments. Don't do that. It's bad. you know? Just get them done the night you get assigned them, because like you're gonna have to do the work anyway, so like why are you putting it off in the first place, right? Like, don't log off your Zoom class because it's 2021 and 2020. Don't log off your Zoom class and be like, okay, I'm going to go watch SAO for like 5 hours now. No, do it for like 1 hour, grab a snack, eat an Oreo, and then do your homework. Because like after you're done with your homework, it'll be maybe evening or night, and then you can do all your TikTok watching and YouTube binging, okay? But do your homework first. I'm talking to you. All right. Cries in middle school. Okay, how do grades work in high school? Depends. Some schools, okay, most of you guys have probably heard of the letter system. So A, B, C, D, E, F, correct? And A's are basically the highest. Some schools will do A pluses. My school only does A's. So A's is the max. You have A. Yeah, I just realized you couldn't see my hand. Anyway, you have A, you have B, C, D. There's no E because I don't know why not, but there's no E, and then there's an F. F means fail. Pretty obvious. And you're basically aiming for those A's. And A's, basically these letters will feed into what is called GPA, which is a number, which is on the 4.0 scale. It can go above a 4.0 if you take higher level classes like honors classes or AP classes. But like usually a 4.0 is like the cap, especially if you're in the US. I'm pretty sure no US colleges, or that's a lie, no Washington colleges, which is where I live, go above a 4.0 scale. But anyways, so an A is a 4.0. I believe an A minus is like a 3.9, and then it just goes down from there. And then those all average out into your GPA. Yes, GPA means grade point average. And that is good. Basically, what every college that you apply to is going to see that. That is also one of the major deciding factors of whether you get in or not. So if you're really aiming for those top tier colleges, then you need to have like an on-point GPA. And not only that, you also need to be taking tough classes that will give you a raise in your GPA. So you need to be doing well in the best classes. Obviously, not everyone is aiming there, and that's completely fine. You just want to have, usually it's like an average. B means average. It technically means average. So you kind of want to be there at least, right? And then if you are like someone who, is really just adept academically, then you can go above and beyond and then go for that 4.0. But a 3 is technically like average. So yeah. That was the other thing I was going to say is like honors classes are basically just classes that are at a harder level. And then you also have the AP system, which is called advanced placement, which you can actually take courses, and then take tests for them where you can earn college credit. That goes towards, basically it just means like you're fulfilling this credit so that in college you don't have to take a language class, for example. So I took AP Chinese, I got a 5. At some colleges, that means that I will no longer have to take the required language classes in my first year of college. So it's honestly very complicated, but you don't have to worry too much about that, especially if you're just going into high school. Just focus on getting, good grades in your default classes. Okay. Do you get to choose electives and classes like in middle school? Yes, and you get more and more freedom as you get older. Okay. Let's just keep looking here. Oh. Okay, so this person says that they've already been called slurs and been bullied because of it. And do you have any advice about that? So bullying, let's talk about bullying a little bit. It's definitely real, right? I'm not going to lie about that. My school personally didn't have that much of it, but it is real. And even sometimes people kind of feel like, okay, this is kind of hard to talk about, isn't it? Bullying in high school, I feel like usually comes in like less subtle ways. So it's not just like someone kicking you and like stealing your food. I don't even think stealing lunch money is a thing nowadays because everyone has their student cards and stuff. You can't just like steal someone's lunch money anymore. But it'll happen in ways where like people exclude you, for example, or they'll be like passive aggressive towards you, or they won't, or they'll ask for your answers to your homework. I cannot tell you how many times that has happened to me. It's like someone I don't even know, I have no connections with, whatever, will just ask me for my like answers or whatever, and it's like, okay, why should I tell you, and then they'll like get mad if I don't give them to you. That kind of stuff that happens all the time. And the only thing I can say to that is don't let it bug you, or wow, that easier said than done, but try not to let it bug you, and you always have the right to say no. If someone wants your homework answers and you're like, no, I hate you, I'm not going to give you my freaking homework answers because you're an asshole, then just be like, no, I'm not giving you those. And even if they call you names or whatever, then that doesn't matter because, like, you know that you're doing what you think is right, and nobody should be obligated to do something they don't want to do. You know what I mean? So, like, just try, honestly, I just ignore those people because it's not even worth telling like a teacher over. Also, by the way, most of the time, like 99% of the time, school counselors are useless. I'm sorry. I appreciate that they are there to talk to you. I'm not lying about that. But if you tell them like usually about like a problem, honestly, nothing really happens. Even if that kid goes to the principal and they talk to their parents or whatever, it's not like they're gonna get expelled, especially at a public school. And where I live, it's like a rich kid community too. And my point is, like, honestly, you'll probably have to handle a lot of things by yourself. If the bullying gets really bad, I do recommend you report to an adult because people can get suspended and expelled for stuff like that. So, of course, report that. But at the same time, if it's like, general day-to-day stuff, you can try to avoid them maybe, or you can stand up to them, which I think is a great idea with other people. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You can ignore them. Honestly, though, I feel like if they're bothering to bully you, they're not worth it. Like, and not like bad bullying. That's bad. If someone's like being physically abusive, that's bad. You need to report that like immediately, right? And if they're stealing stuff from you or calling you like racial or derogatory slurs, that's terrible. And especially like be smart about it. You can get proof, Everyone has phones nowadays. Just like record. Just turn on your like mic for the entire freaking day just on the off chance that they're going to approach you or something. Like get some proof, bring it to someone who is like has power to get that person in trouble, whatever. Just be smart. And I'm sure you can handle it. And of course, talk to your friends, get support, but know that you do not deserve that. Nobody deserves that. And if anyone's bullying you, they're in the wrong, and it's not you, for sure. I believe in you, you can be brave about it. Okay. How many subjects will be tested once we reach high school? It depends where you go, but usually it's just your basic middle school subjects too. But periods, usually you have 7 periods a day or 8 periods a day. And periods are basically like class slots. So like my first period is English, second period is history, etc., etc., Is there more freedom when you get into high school? Obviously. As you get older, you get more and more freedom. I'm already past the point where I can drive. So driving is something, not in COVID, but usually it would be freedom. You have freedom to choose your classes more. You have freedom to walk in the halls, not in a straight line, right? That's pretty awesome. I'm kidding. But you have freedom to use your free periods or periods where you don't have any classes, which is just a chunk of free time to do whatever you want, really. Although some campuses are closed, so you can't actually just like leave campus and go get Pagliacci or something, even though I think in my school we could. So it depends on where you go. Oh, but usually as freshmen, you have, like, no freedom. So if you're going into 9th grade, don't get your hopes too high, You can't drive. You probably can't leave campus. And you're not going to have more than, like, one free period. And if you do, what you're doing during your free period is most likely talking with your friends or doing your homework. So, like, it's really not that interesting. But it is still an experience to have, Someone bullied my hand movements. I just make lots of hand movements. Do you like this one? This one's my favorite. I'm kidding. But I feel like it'd be boring if I didn't do anything. Like, imagine just watching a screen. Anyways. All right. Is it any different than middle school? Yes, of course it is. How to navigate social situations like bad friends. Okay, toxic relationships. You're definitely going to run into them. Like I said, it's like those friends who only text you when they need answers, or like those friends who never are there to support you, but you always have to listen to them venting about their life. That's always the worst because it's not like you can tell them to like shut up because you want to be sensitive, but at the same time, it's like, you're not even there for me. Why should I be there for you like 90% of the time, But anyways, I had a few friends like that, and honestly, you just end up drifting apart, and like I said, don't be afraid to, like, stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to, like, speak up for what you need. Your mental health comes first, of course, right? So if you need time off from a relationship, just be nice, though. Be professional. Don't, like, go swear at them and stuff because that's just never going to get anybody anywhere, right? You want to be polite to them and just always be the bigger person. If they swear at you after you tell them that you need space from them, then that's their problem. Just leave it. But they got the message, right? You have to be respectful though, because you don't want to be like, you don't want to be that person who is like yelling at this other person. Even if they did you wrong, you still want to be the better person. And I mean, that's just how I treat every like toxic relationship, I would say, is just gently remove yourself from it gracefully, just, and then if they're mad about it, well then sucks to suck, Honestly, I'm also not like the nicest person, so if you're nicer than that, that's fine. But you only want to keep yourself in relationships that mean something to you and that are healthy. You never want to stay around in an unhealthy relationship. Oh, speaking of relationships, the next person asks, how do you get in a relationship? So I don't have that much experience with that. I've had a few experiences. And okay, that sounded really sus. That's not what I mean. But like, romance is like a thing. It's never my biggest priority. Focus on your studies. I sound like a mom, but it's true. Especially in high school, I'm gonna be honest, statistics are like 99% of high school relationships don't last. So like, have fun, get your experience, whatever. Don't do stupid things like have sex at 12 years old. Don't do that. It's happened before, and like you can have like Starbucks dates, whatever. It's fun, isn't it? It's fun, have fun. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how to get it. Just find someone who like you like or whatever, and then make your move, be brave, all of that good stuff. Okay. I just realized that you guys have probably been. Okay. Anyways, if someone. I can barely check the chat from the angle that I'm using, so that's why I haven't been responding as much. Okay. How do you try out for volleyball? Okay. Actually, my school had volleyball. Speaking of volleyball. Usually, okay, where I live though, it's a girl sport, so like there's no boys volleyball team. Everyone on the volleyball team is a girl, so I don't really know how that works, but you just try. Honestly, we didn't have to try out. You just join, and then they put you on JV, which is junior varsity, or varsity. So varsity is like the good people, and then JV is like the meh people, and then you're just on the bench. So you can just join. But yeah, usually schools have tons of sport teams, so pick a sport that you really like or try some out throughout your high school career, because like that's what it's for, right? But you do kind of want to find something at least before like your sophomore year or the second year or third year of high school, because like you don't want to be constantly switching stuff all the time, because when you apply to colleges, they want to see that you are consistently like partaking in something. So try and find something that you really love and stick with it. You don't want to just like bounce around from thing to thing all the time and then never end up settling on something. But that said, don't force yourself to like something, of course. Are we back? There was some lag for a second. Yikes. Sorry. I was just talking about how, like, don't do something you don't like for a long time. That was literally the whole thing. Okay, next question. Let's just keep going. Whew. Are there any specific classes to avoid freshman year? Again, we don't go to the same school, so I wouldn't know. But if you're the only freshman in a class full of seniors, either, like, you're super uber genius smart, or you made a mistake and get out of there. So it's your choice there. Okay. Is the work harder than middle school? Again, yes, it is. But it gets more and more hard. So it's like the first year you'll be fine. Trust me. Okay. Is math and science hard in high school? I mean, yeah. Again, everything gets harder. In my opinion, though, English is the thing that gets the most hard, because like math kind of takes steps as always, right? You learn things on top of each other, and science same way, you learn things on top of each other. But English is like, it's like, okay, read Shakespeare, you went from reading Wonder like in 5th grade to like Shakespeare. But at the same time, 8th grade we read like Pride and Prejudice and like Of Mice and Men. So you know what, never mind, English is pretty tough too, but it depends on what school you go to. Okay, stop it. I feel so young compared to the comments. Okay, how do you deal with toxic friends? I already talked about that. How much is the homework load? In my school, in freshman year, I barely had half an hour each day. That's also because I always use my free time in school to do homework, but it was not that bad. Now that I'm a junior, my workload is like multiple hours each day, especially with YouTube and art, Instagram, and my business and my shop. And I'm doing too much, but at the same time, like my homework alone is a few hours for sure. I mean, it's stressful, but if you keep track of your time, you'll be fine. This makes me feel so old. Yeah, I mean, honestly, same. Has anybody ever gone through an AP Spanish class and survived? I do not take AP Spanish, but I took AP Chinese, and that was pretty easy, but it's probably because I've taken Chinese for like 7 years, so. I am in Spanish right now, though. I don't think I'm going to take the AP test for it. Okay, are the classes as hard as everyone says they are? Yeah, sort of, but it depends. Especially when you get into your junior and senior year, those are the worst years because you're worried about college apps, college research, like, and then you're taking all the hardest classes you can possibly take. At least some people. Some people decide to take junior year easy. That's fine. Anyways, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to find like a new question. How different is your schedule compared to middle? Oh, the other thing is that high school starts earlier. So you want to okay, let's talk about sleep schedules. I know that some of you guys have really bad sleep schedules, and I'm here to tell you to sleep because sleep is good, even though sometimes I think it's sort of pointless because I'm like one of those people who doesn't like sleep because I feel like I'm just wasting hours of my day. I'm like a productivity whore. It's bad. But at the same time, it is necessary. I like to get at least like 7 or 8 hours per sleep. Did you just hear what I said? I literally said per sleep, guys. Anyway, per night. And you don't want to do that. I actually usually I slept at like 10:30 to 11 like every single night. And then I would wake up at like 7 to go to school. So that's healthy in my opinion. Nowadays, because COVID, I sleep at like 12. It's bad, but it's also not too bad. But you don't want to be like my friend and sleep at 3 a.m. to get up at 4 a.m. and then like, cram your homework and then go to school. Like, do not pull all-nighters. That's bad, right? That's really bad for you. So what I would say is if you need to wake up early, go to sleep earlier. And to go to sleep earlier, that means you need to do your homework earlier. And to do your homework earlier, that means you need to stop procrastinating. Everything leads back to procrastinating. Actually, the secret to life is not to procrastinate. So, just saying. I'm kidding. But seriously, it's all about good habits. It's all about building good habits. Like, a lot of you guys are going to say things like, I don't need sleep. I'm like Superman. No, sorry to burst your bubble, but you need sleep. Just saying. And like, just, yeah, okay. All I have to say is you want to build good habits. Because like, once you get those good habits going, it's going to be super easy to sleep at like 11. And it's going to be super easy to brush your teeth 2 times a day. By the way, if you don't do that, do it. And shower every night. It's all about habits. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Personal hygiene is important, by the way. Apparently people need to be told this, that you need to shower and deodorant is not optional. And, once you hit puberty, which happens in middle school, you're going to start growing hair in strange places, both boys and girls. And, like, I mean, like, okay, girls usually should probably take care of that, especially if you take a sport, especially if you, are in a sport like cross country or whatever where you have to wear tank tops and stuff. Nobody wants to see your armpit hair like 99% of the time. So just, take care of yourself that way. That doesn't mean you have to, like, put makeup on for 2 hours and curl your hair every single morning. I never did that. That's a waste of my time. I'd rather sleep. But at the same time, it's like you do want to maintain a certain level of like non-embarrassment, so I'm just saying. Those are all things that I can talk about. I'm a girl again, so I don't know what boys do, like, but you want to at least keep yourself clean, right? You don't want to be that kid who like someone sits next to you in class and is like, wow, where is that smell coming from? Oh my god, it's my next door neighbor. Like, no. So yeah, okay, that was just a morsel of honesty for you. Invest in stuff because you're gonna hit puberty soon. Also, girls, boys, if you're not comfortable with this talk, rip, but periods are a thing, so you want to be prepared. Just bring stuff in your bag every single day because, oh my god, you don't want to be that person who, like, you don't want to be that main character in a movie who got their period in math class and then stained their seat red. You don't want to be that person. Be prepared. Just be prepared. Okay. Wow. Sorry. But yeah. Okay. 7th grade, important tests. Yeah, okay. Again, that's about finals, which I already talked about. Can I go outside school for lunch breaks? Can I bring gadgets at school, etc., etc.? Yeah, okay. They said, I know, it depends what school you're in. For me, for our school, yes, you can bring things in like fidget toys. That's fine. You can go outside for lunch, but you can't like, run away to like McDonald's. Oh my God, you guys can see my hand. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Yeah, you can't like run away. But at the same time, you can like go outside in the courtyard and stuff. But again, it depends on your campus. What was I gonna say? Is it like high school movies with rumors? Oh, okay, the rumor circle. The rumor circle is definitely a thing. I'm not gonna pretend it's not a thing. Try not to get yourself involved in it though. In my opinion, it's just like unnecessary drama. But there's always gonna be like people whispering like, "Oh my God, did you know that this person is now like dating this person?" And I'm like, "Wow, I don't care." But anyways, or stuff like, like, oh, somebody got suspended for being caught doing drugs, at the football game. That's actually happened. I'm not kidding. And I would be like, wow, imagine. But you know what I mean? So it's all of those things. Guys, this is my right hand. I am not married. Okay. Is it fun in high school? I think it's pretty fun. You meet new people, you get new classes, you progress in life. That's always a good thing, right? You're growing older. Oh, wow. Yeah, guys, if you have questions, just like spam it so I see it at least once. But don't like spam. Okay. A or B day. Oh, okay. So A day or B days, basically that just means like sometimes high schools operate on block systems. So you know how I said you have 8 periods? 8 periods? Well, that means that every day you only take 4 of them. So basically for example, Mondays, I take these 4 classes. And then Tuesdays, I take these 4 classes. And then Wednesdays, these 4 again. Thursdays, these 4 again. And then Fridays, you take all of them, but shorter versions of them. So that's what a block schedule is. So A days would be like these 4, and then B days would be these 4, So, yeah. If you got suspended in elementary school for something, usually no one's gonna care. No one's gonna see that, so don't worry about it, I mean, if you murdered someone, that's a different story, but you know what I mean. Can't you just be a loner? Okay, in my opinion, yes. I don't really think you need to have, like, a huge circle. I do say you might want to have, like, 1 or 2 friends. They don't have to be, like, close friends, but people for you to reach out to. But if you're, like, really just someone who likes to be alone, that's fine. Okay, someone said, how to stay motivated? That's pretty tough, but, like, grades always motivate me. The fact that everyone around me is working hard, that's motivation. All of those things. So, yeah. Okay. Woohoo! Oh, here are all the questions. Yeah, I already talked about these. Excessive homework and getting into a totally messed up sleep schedule. Like I said, if you make good decisions, you'll be fine. Like me, or at least in my opinion, me. But honestly, it's really easy to have everything pile up. It is really easy. So you know what? I believe in you. I believe in the fact that you can do your homework on time and you can turn it in on time and you can sleep on time. At least get 8 hours, guys, or 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours. Do not be the person who tells me that they went to sleep at 3 a.m. and they woke up at 7 a.m. Like, if you're going to go to sleep at 3 a.m., that's okay, as long as you wake up at 11 a.m. Just wake up at 11, and I'll be like, sure, that's fine. But you need to get a decent amount of sleep. Okay, are there yeah, okay, I talked about stereotypes and tropes already. Yes, they exist. Do they exist to the extent that movies pretend they exist? No. But do they exist? Yeah, of course. At least in my opinion. Although, again, at the private school that I go to right now, literally everybody is, like, super smart or in some other way really talented. So we're basically just like a bunch of your like nerds and standouts and whatever like plopped into one school. So in my school it's fine, right? But at my old school, at my old public school, it was not like that. Like I was weird, or quote unquote weird. Nobody actually told that to me to my face, but like if I was the kid who at the end, when everybody got their tests back, people would ask me, "Hey, what did you get?" And when I say people, I mean people that I don't even talk to. So like just random jocks would just turn around and be like, "Oh my god, what did you get?" And then I would tell them my score, and then they would like sneer at me. Okay, so it happens, but I don't care because I know that like I got that score fair and square, and it's like, yeah, okay, are you gonna laugh at me because I did better than you? That's fine, I'll just laugh inside because I know you suck. You know what I mean? So don't let it get to you. Like, that's fine. If you're gonna get good scores, more power to you, more power to you. Maybe one day you'll be like in your high-rise CEO business suit, you roll up to a Starbucks, and that's the person who's serving you coffee. Who knows? So yeah. How do you stay organized? I think was asked by Emmy Boom. And like, again, I have a planner here. Let me just like show y'all. This one is the one I got for 2020 to 2021. Some days, like some weeks look like this, and like some weeks I just didn't even fill it out because I was just so busy. So honestly, like, I used to have a bullet journal too, which I could show you guys, but I'd have to dig it out then. Anyways, my point is, yeah, just like do that. You can also keep digital planners and stuff. Those are always a good idea to have a planner. Will people make fun of me for not liking the things they like? So some people will, let me be honest. Some people will. And when I say make fun though, they're not gonna like straight up like laugh in your face. But they're gonna like look at you strangely, and they'll do that thing that's like, oh, that's so interesting. And oh my god, I hate it when people do that. Like if you think we don't click, just tell me to my face. Don't like, laugh about it to your friends later on. Like I can see you. I can see you looking at them. I'm not stupid, But like it happens, and you're just gonna have to let it go, learn to let it go. And even if they make fun of you for not liking the things they like, that doesn't mean that you are not valid in the things that you like. If you like anime, that's fine. The fact that my channel exists is like proof that you're not the only one, right? If you like video games, that's fine too. There's tons of people who like video games. If you like art, more power to you. I love art. You're cool, in my opinion, right? So it's all subjective. I don't like football. Some people think that's like a sin, but like I just never grew up in that kind of household. And so it just depends, and you need to try. I know that like high school is a time when people are discovering themselves, right? So you don't want to like you don't want to let other people sort of determine who you are. Just be true to yourself, Like, if you like something, then you like it. That's fine. That's okay. There's people in this world that like it as well. Even if that thing is, like, collecting bugs or something. Go off, Do whatever you want. But, the thing is, if you're gonna be special, then go all in. Because that's what people want to see. Is if you're invested in something and you're passionate in something, then really, like, do it to the best of your ability. Yeah, that's how you're gonna stand out. Make sense? So, like, for example, let me just think of some random example. Okay, let's say that you're super into, like, snowboarding, okay, which it's not, like, a crazy thing at all. But let's say you're really into it, and more so than other people. Like, you go to whatever mountain is near your house every single day or something. Then, yeah, get yourself to, like, train hard, Get really good at it. Enter competitions. Win those competitions. Make a documentary about yourself. Whatever. Do these things that stand out, because that is what you're going to want to talk about. And those are things you're going to be proud of, like when you apply to college and stuff. That's what people want to see. Nobody cares if your passion is anime or football, as long as you are like investing yourself in it and you're making something out of that. Okay, but that said, not everybody has that much motivation, and, like, that's completely fine, too. I'm just telling you that, like, this is a good decision, and if you're up for the challenge, then really dive deep into what you love. So, yeah. Why is everyone singing Let It Go in the live chat? I literally do not understand. But anyways, okay. Is it really as bad as people put it out to be? Again, no. High school is a great experience in that you choose what it is to you, okay? So, like, I mean, personally, I have never been to one of those like rager party thingies. Does that mean they don't exist? No, definitely not. I know plenty of my people in my high school have been there at parties where there's things like drugs and, you know, drinking and all of that. I just don't go, partially because I've never been invited to one because I'm just not in that circle, and also just because like even if I was, I don't think I would go because that's not the kind of scene I want to surround myself in. So it's up to you. Again, everything is your choice. You need to remember that. Like, never let yourself be forced into doing something you really don't want to do. Okay. Are you able to use your phone in high school time to time? Yes, you can use your phone, but not all teachers like you having it out during class. So be wary of that, of course. Be respectful, right? So, yeah. Do people find uh class clowns funny? Yes, but don't overdo it. If you're like a jokester though, that's fine. Even the teachers like you. Any tips on not failing a class or falling behind? Stay on top of the homework, like I said, and communicate with your teachers, guys. That's always really important, is like letting them know that you are having trouble or there's a reason why you're having trouble, or even just talking to them to be like, how can I keep myself more accountable? If you are not one of the kind of person, are you okay? Let me restart. If you are not the kind of person who can just tell yourself to do homework, then talk to them about that and tell them, like, I need really specific deadlines. For example, if you have a big essay coming up and all your teacher said is that you need to turn it in 1 week from now, and you're like, I can't do that because I'm going to procrastinate, then you have just talk to them. Just tell them, like, can you give me more specific deadlines? And usually they're nice enough to accommodate and be like, okay, then I'll ask you for an outline in 1 day, and then I'll ask you for a rough draft in 2 days, and then an edit or peer review version in like 3 days. You know what I mean? Just think about ways that you can make yourself more successful without actually having to like change who you are fundamentally or like really go through some serious personal change, even though I always think it's a good idea to like be responsible. I already talked about finals, and finals are hard, but at the same time, like, yeah, I mean, you can handle it. Is it weird to be friends with the school staff? I don't think so. Some people will think you're a nerd for it. Again, like I said, just screw them. You know, it's great if you can connect with adults in your school. That's awesome. Don't do drugs. Whoever talked about drugs, don't do them. Cries an introvert. If you know what year is the best, freshman year is the easiest. The first year is the easiest, and then third year is the worst because you're applying to college and stuff. How to stop being lazy. Either get someone else to make you stop being lazy, or find the self-motivation to stop being lazy, or like set yourself maybe rewards for, you know, being productive, or give yourself punishments for being lazy. Just like give yourself a reason not to, you know? Okay, I think that was everything since then. Who's joking about drugs? Don't joke about drugs, guys. It's not funny. And it's a serious problem, especially like in my year, we have a huge vaping problem, and it's just like not funny because I know people who are involved in it. It's like, just please don't get yourself involved in that scene. It's not good for you. You're a kid. You know, there's no reason for you to fall back on drugs. Get addicted to candy instead, please. Or like sports, you know, do exercise. How can I make friends when people say I'm too annoying or too loud to hang around, or I'm honest? Okay, so like I said, you need to find people who work with you. And if you really can't get along with anyone, I would say look inside for that. But I really doubt that you can't get along with everyone. Usually people are just not, they don't click. So try and meet new people to see who clicks, you know? Do people criticize you for what you wear or if you support stuff? Okay, let's talk about, first of all, clothes, and then political views, because politics is a huge thing in high school as well, right? Mostly in the fact that people are like very quick to decide like that they are like Republican or Democratic. And then if you say something like, I'm a Trump supporter in a very liberal country, there are people in high school who will genuinely just drop your friendship because of that. And so you need to set boundaries with your friends, you know, because it's never really, well, it depends. Some people think it's worth it to lose a friendship over a political view. Some people think it's not. So you just want to communicate about that, right? So I guess that's really all I have to say about politics. This is always a sensitive subject anywhere. So, okay, what was I saying? Okay, about clothes and like popularity, because I know that came up here. See, does popularity actually matter? I guess for popularity, popularity is definitely a thing, and it's also something that I was actually really concerned about for a long time, because like everyone likes to be liked, right? It's not an egg carton, guys, it's sticker storage. But anyways, this is not egg carton. Anyways, but yeah, like everyone thinks about popularity, I think, at some point in their life. But I would say don't get too wrapped up in it, because at the end, you're going to graduate and you're never going to see 90% of the people in your high school ever again. So what really matters is the close friends that you make and like the connections that you make there. You don't need to be liked by like the rest of your school or to be looked up to. Haven't you guys heard the whole thing where like people who are really like kings of their school, then I mean, like whatever, because for the rest of their, okay, let me just put it this way. Do you want to peak in high school, or do you want to peak in your career and like your adult life? Because I would say the second one, you know? It's normal to be nervous about high school, guys. Oh yeah, for sure. How do you focus around your best friend in your class who talks and annoys you while you're trying to work? Well, I would say you need to be honest with that kind of person, because I had a friend like that, and she honestly really bugged me. Because like if I'm trying to do work, like just tell them. Obviously be nice about it, but it's like, please, I'm really trying to work here. And if they still won't leave you alone, then that's their problem. In that, like, you need to think about like whether you really want to be their friend if they can't even respect your boundaries, right? Okay. What can you do about teachers who can't help you? Okay, bad teachers. Let's talk bad teachers. Because you're going to run into good teachers and bad teachers throughout the entirety of your education, right? Of course. There's going to be teachers who can't accommodate your, like, your, what's it called? Your needs. Honestly, there's people who just can't even freaking teach. They're just terrible teachers. And there's teachers who, like, you know, are really great and they can do all of those things. But some people, oh my god, literally lost track of what I was saying. Oh yeah, okay. So here's what you can do about teachers. First, talk to them. If that doesn't work, then you might want to take things into your own hands, in that like self-studying. I always had to self-study for my physics class, where my physics teacher didn't really teach us anything. You can self-study. Of course, that's a little tough though. Sometimes you could try and report them to the principal, but like if you're not one of those people, then just let it go. You can also work with your friends, of course, in your class. Usually, but honestly, there's really not that great ways to deal with bad teachers, because that's it. They're just bad teachers. Try and figure out a teacher's preferences. Okay, this might be sort of an unpopular opinion, but in my opinion, a lot of your grades are kind of determined about like what kind of person your teacher likes, and they're just their preferences about work and stuff. Especially in classes like English, where there's no like right answer. For example, like if for English, I had a teacher who was really into like those big meaning things. So like you had to make a great thesis, and at your conclusion you had to extend into like deeper meaning or whatever, and then that's what she really cared about. Later on, I had a teacher who was all about like details. You had to use specific examples for everything. And so like these, literally, if I wrote the same essay and turned it into both of them, I would get like a B from one person and like an A plus from another person. So these things, what I'm saying is like you need to know kind of what they care about, and that takes a while, of course, and then just work with them, you know. Obviously this is a lot more work on your part, and it's sort of big brain in a way, but like just ask your teachers about what they're really looking for, and then try and fill that, rather than like saying like, oh, I think this is a great essay. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you think it's a great essay. It matters if they do in your grades terms. But at the same time, don't take their words for granted all the time, because if a teacher tells you your essay is crappy, maybe they just think it's crappy. Who knows if it's actually crappy, you know? So yeah. Okay, whoa. There was so much in the chat that I was, like, not reading. Oh, gosh. This is what I wrote for the thumbnail, guys. Lol. Oh, that reminds me. What are y'all's names? I want to practice some lettering. Anyways, someone was saying, is it better to knock out harder classes in your first year or wait? I would say don't take any class that you're not prepared for. Because if you do, you're going to regret it. So don't do that. Okay. What if there's an upperclassman that is really controlling and bullies you and the teachers won't listen? Well, get proof and then report them, because that's just terrible.
How do you get punished in high school? Some schools have detention. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Some schools make you do volunteer work. Some schools will straight up suspend you, so it really depends. Is it true that senior year is easy and you can miss classes? So that phenomenon is referred to as senioritis. Basically, after people apply to colleges, they just take it really chill. That said, you can't take it too chill because if your grades dip from like an A to like a D, colleges will notice and they can rescind your application. So don't just like drop out. But at the same time, you can take it easier because, like if your grade slips from like an A to an A minus, that's completely fine. So it happens. And honestly, I feel like after you've gone through junior year and the beginning of senior year, you deserve a break. You deserve to chill for a little bit. So, yeah. How do I deal with people who think that they are superior than others? Oh, God. Once you got hit for it, damn, okay. Those people suck. If it's hurting you, you might just want to play along with them. But otherwise, feel free to just stand up for them, Okay. You seem so organized. Yeah, everyone tells me that. And I don't know. It's just the way I am. Okay, wait. We got tons of names. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, the first person I saw was Bailey, so I'm going to do that. Okay. My computer literally turned off and I'm annoyed. This paper sucks. This is just printer paper. Anyways, but okay. What else was I going to talk about? Whoa, so many names. Hi guys. Are you a loner? I am not like a complete loner, but I also do not really thrive on like social interaction like a lot of people do. Okay, let's just take a look at the next questions, guys. Also, you can sort of see my shadow. Hi. Okay. But no face reveals. Oh, I practice lettering a lot. That's probably why. Oh my god, why can't I freaking scroll? Bruh. Excuse me. Y'all, my computer isn't working. Ah. Can you not do that, please? Okay. Woo. Okay. Thank you guys for sending your names. Can you see the top of my head? Oh. Let's go. Sup. I'm kind of like waving. Anyways, okay. How do you make friends with someone? Yeah, I already talked about all of that. Oh, this is like, homework load, AP Spanish. We're actually past all of this. Do you get a lot of homework? Yes. Oh, here we go. Is it really as bad? Oh, like again, popularity. Okay, I already talked about this. Do people curse a whole lot? Of course you're gonna see people curse more. Like that's just normal. You'll probably curse too. Y'all can see my forehead. Wow. Okay, how terrifying is it to be in high school? It's not that terrifying. Oh, is this the end? Awesome sauce. Okay. Well then, any other questions, guys? Because apparently we're at the end of all the questions. It's crazy. Oh, frick. 1 second. Let me set this up and then I'll write more of your guys' names just for funsies. But yeah, if there's any other questions, then I guess let me think about what else I have to say that I feel like I've learned from high school. Okay, this is kind of a sensitive subject, so not like a trigger warning subject, just a sensitive one, because I feel like people care about it a lot more than they should. Okay, I just saw Carly, so I'm gonna do that. But that is the subject of relationships and like experiences in relationships. Yes, I know your life. I know that. But I will write life. And oh my god, literally I can't write on this paper. 1 second, guys. And okay, what I was going to say about that is just don't worry about it. If you're 16 and you haven't kissed a person, that's fine. Like, that's completely fine, I hate that people make it seem like it's such a big problem, but that's fine. Oh my god, sorry if you guys are seeing all of this. This is bad. Okay. Yeah, okay, so let's just do some more random names. But what I was going to say is, like, don't worry about that kind of stuff. Don't pressure yourself to do anything before you're ready for it, because, like, it's just stupid that people expect you to, like, I don't know, be in a relationship before you even really know how to control your own, like, I mean, before you even know how to stop procrastinating. Like, let's be honest, you know? So, also, I'm just, like, gonna look up and see names randomly. So, keep sending yours if I haven't written it. But, yeah, so, like, don't fall under that pressure because that sucks. And then, oh, God. I don't even remember what else I was gonna say. Oh, as far as grades go, some people, some people think that it's the end of the world if you get, like, a B, especially if you have parents who, like, really care about them. And, like, it really depends. If a B is okay for you, then go with it. If a C is okay with you, go for it. But, like, I don't know. As far as grades go, it's like if in freshman year you slip up a few times, that's fine. But the main thing to like that you want to show to colleges is that you're improving and you're working on yourself and you're willing to put in the effort to be better. That's always like what they're really look. Oh, geez, I can't talk while writing. What they're looking for. And you know what? Speaking of college, what if you don't even want to go to college? Like, that's fine. Oh my God. Wait, that's cool. This is a cool name. So, like, you have options, you know? I think people forget that you have options in life. And, like, if you, like, you can drop out if you want, you know? So, it's like, don't stress too much about getting good grades if that's not something that you really want to stress about. Especially if you're thinking about going into a career that's like art, you know, or something like that. Or like, yeah, maybe you want to be like the next Bill Gates and drop out of school to become a multi-billionaire. So it's all up to you. Oh yeah, somebody said Emily. Did I not already write that? I guess not. But yeah. Oh my God, I'm literally out of ideas for what to talk about. Honestly, y'all will survive high school. That's all I have to say. It'll be all okay. Life is just like drowning in the chat. Okay. Okay, I swear I already did, maybe not. Let me see if I can squish something here. Wow, some of these names are cool, guys. How do you pronounce, is it Etana or Etana? I never thought I'd be like that sub who butchers my name. It happens. Mia. Oh, I had a friend named Mia. Oh, that's not surprising. There's a lot of people named Mia in this world. Hannah. Okay. That too. Fun fact, there's this kid named Hannah in my... Okay. Yeah, this kid named Hannah in my school. And she was, like, one of my friends in elementary school. And then she joined the cheer team and became one of those cheerleaders. And then we just, like, never talked ever again. But she also got to date that one guy that everyone liked. So that was very interesting. Including myself for a while, but not anymore. Oh, Nina. Okay, now I'm just spilling tea. This is no longer an advice video, lol. CC, oh wait, that lifespan, that, ooh, this is a cool name. But, honestly, I did not have that, like, juicy of a high school experience. I did my work, I got good grades, and I'm still working on, like, I would say more adult things than high school things. I feel like I missed out on a lot of the high school experience, but it happens. Okay, life, I'm writing dino. Oh my goodness. I feel like every single time I look up at the chat, life has said something. Victoria. Oh my God, wait, that's such a pretty name. I've always wanted to meet somebody named Rose. Like, that's always the name that I, like, went to when I invented OCs and stuff. Lol. But yeah. Okay, what do we got? Brienne. That's pretty too. I wish I had a pretty name. Okay, that's a lie. My name isn't like that ugly, but. Wee. Okay, oh my god. Millie with the Y. Okay, let's do it. Anyway, what high school experiences do I have? Oh, okay. Here's the thing. So before I went to my new school, I used to think that like my life was pretty, you know, or my high school life was like pretty drama free. I didn't think I got bullied, whatever. But then I went to my new school, and then it's just so different than my old school, which was a public school. And I was like, wow, my public school life was pretty damn crappy. Like, because people kind of, I don't know, you don't really realize that you're getting, bullied or alienated or any of that until you are out of that situation, especially if it's kind of happened your whole life. So I'm not saying that I was like bullied badly at all. I have no trauma from it or anything. But like I said, there was this one time in 8th grade where I was sitting in math class, and like I said, somebody asked me, some jock turned around. He played on the football team, of course. It's a stereotype, isn't it? But anyways, and he turned around and he was like, what'd you get on your test, on your math test that they had just passed back to all of us? Did I not already write Simone? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Anyways, and I answered because I was like, why not? And I told him that I got a 98, which is what I got on the test out of 100. And you know what he freaking said to me? He turns around and he goes, why don't you just go kill yourself? Oh my god, I probably should have triggered warning. I'm sorry. Anyway, he turned around and he said that. And I was like, what? I was like, what sort of logic is that? But anyway, since I am not a badass or anything, I just straight up laughed with him at that as if it was some sort of joke, which is just not funny at all. Don't ever say that to someone. It's not funny. It was very traumatizing in that, not that I would ever go and follow his advice, but like, what if I was, what if I was like what if I was in the mental state where I would have actually been affected by that, which thankfully I'm not, and I'm almost glad he said it to me and not somebody else. But like, you can't go around saying stuff like that, because what if someone goes and actually follows your advice? You know what I mean? That's a terrible thing to say to anybody, even if it was a joke, and he didn't even make it sound like a joke, So, I don't know, that kind of stuff, and then I just sort of waved it off. And then I didn't even realize that, like, that is straight up bullying and harassment until, like, I went to my new school. Like, isn't that just crazy? So stuff like that is going to happen in high school. And it's going to be, I'm not saying that everyone went through that, of course, but some people went through worse. Oh my god, crap, I forgot. What's the rest of this name? Darshanae. And, like, I just want you guys to know that if anybody ever tells you to kill yourself because you got a 98 on the math test and they got like a 70 something, well, like, you know what? More power to you. Oh my god, crap, I forgot the name already. Oh my god, I lost it. Oh, Audrina. Here we go. Like, anyway, let's just say that logic is completely invalid. There's like a million things that I want to say to him now, I almost want to go back to that day because I kind of want to know, like, how he would react if I said one of the, like, thousands of comebacks that I've come up with in my head since then. But unfortunately, you cannot turn back time, and I really hope he's learned his lesson and become less of an asshole in the few years after that, since that thing has passed. But that's just terrible. Anyway, that was one of my, like, worst high school experiences in that, or actually that was middle school. Damn. Anyways, that was one of my bad. Yeah. Larissa. Oh, that's a pretty name. Y'all, why do you all have such pretty names? Here we go. Okay. Ooh, Adia. Let's see, what other, like, interesting experiences do I have? I mean, okay, I guess I could tell you guys about this time when we actually did have a toxic friend that we ended up having to kick out of our friend group, actually. And it was honestly a really hard decision to make, because she was still, we have like, because like we have history with these people, you know, and it's like, it's hard to really cut yourself off from a relationship like that, because you know that you also have a bunch of good memories with that person, even if overall they've just become worse and, you know, toxic. But it's like, I don't know. Basically, we ended up, you know, having to text her and talk to her in person, and like it was just a whole thing. There was a lot of awkward tension at the lunch table, a lot of silence, a lot of like, it almost felt like we were ganging up on them, because if they were the only person at that table and the rest of us were all on one side, and it was kind of bad, honestly. But at the same time, sometimes you have to do the hard things to get yourself to be better. But shortly after that happened, I transferred out of my old school, so yeah. Kitana. Oh my god, literally so much practice getting done right now, guys. Not that my handwriting has improved ever, like for the last year or something. I write the same. You guys can probably tell. Summer, oh, that's cute. But yeah. But again, like, handling toxic friends is never easy. Grace, okay. Oh, I don't have to apply to high school, so I don't know about that. Actually, I applied to my private school, but usually deadlines for schools will be on their websites and stuff, you know? Megan, okay, sure. So you can just look into that. Honestly, okay, let me tell you guys about my application story. So I used to go to public school, as I said, and last year I applied to this pretty prestigious, in that like it's like very popular, of a private school where the application rate is like 2 to 4%. Okay, so I really did not think I was gonna get in at all. I was like, yeah, there's no way this is happening. And I didn't get in on the first round either. I was waitlisted, and I figured, okay, well, I gave it my best shot, and I'll just stay at my public school, and I made a whole 4-year plan at my public school with those courses and all of that. And, you know, I was like, okay, that's fine. And then, literally, on the last day of school, my mom texts me in the middle of Spanish class, and guess what it says? It says, you got into, you know, the name of the school, and then do you want to go? And I was like, what? Because everyone knows that once you're waitlisted, you know, you're not going to get in after that. They just do that because it's like, you're like the last resort. And yeah, I was like, what? This is crazy. And turns out they just had a few extra slots, and I got picked. And the only reason why I even got picked is like, because it was this one coincidence where like my mom just happened to be at home instead of at work, and she happened to pick up the phone when they called, and yeah, they offered me the spot, and it was awesome. And yeah, I don't regret it though, because I feel much more at place at my current school, where sort of everyone is more like me, I think, has a lot of drive, or really motivated to do things and make a difference in the world, I think, and just like really be like outstanding members of society. So, oh crap, I forgot, Miyako or Miyoko? I think it might have been Miyako. Sorry guys if I screw this up. But yeah. Anyway, so sometimes miracles happen. So yeah. Okie dokie. And now you guys are just sending straight up states. Is that Nina? Oh my god. Hi, Nina. Sure, I'll write Shuichi. Why not? But yeah. Things I've learned over high school and applying to a lot of things is like, it's always good to try. Oh, guys, I'll start lettering Haikyuu names. Let's do it. It's always good to try. You never want to, like, think to yourself, oh, I can't make it, and then you don't try, and then you regret it, because what if you could make it, and what if you would have gotten accepted? You know what I mean? So it's always good to just like go for it. Even in like, if in my case with the 2% application rate and the wait list, like, you never know what's gonna happen. Doesn't hurt to ask 99% of the time. Sure, I'll write a wise me. Of course I will. Crap. I don't know how Z's work. Anyways. This has devolved from a, what's it called? From a high school help stream to just like writing names and blabbering about absolutely nothing. Oh, right, Atsumu, let's do that. Some names are just easier to write, okay, so. Honestly, Atsumu is not one of those, though, so I don't know why I did that. Kenma, sure. Kenma has M's. Yeah, that does not look as great as some of them, but whatever. Whew. Kita. Oh, Kita is simple. More than happy to do Kita. Okay. Do you ever get bullied in a private school? It's possible. I feel like there's really no way to fully escape the threat of bullying, but I feel like it's also better at a private school. And I would say that if you have the resources to go there and it sounds like something you want to do, then you can totally go to a private school. It might help. But I wouldn't say you should make that the only reason. Sure. Let's do Suga. Well, I'm going to do the full version of Suga's name. But yeah. Honestly, I don't really have that much experience with bullying. The worst that's ever happened to me is like getting punched in the crotch in 4th grade, and then the go kill yourself thing in 8th grade. But other than that, it's just very low-key stuff. Shirabu, sure. Yeah. Bokuto. Oh yeah, Asahi, I'll do that one too. Low-key, why did I write that S like that? It just totally changed. I'll do Bokuto up here. Oh right. Okay, Nina, okay, I'm doing Osamu for you. Oh my Jesus. Okay. Tsukishima. Holy crap. His name is so loud. Loud? What the hell? I meant long. Tsu. Ki. Sh. Holy crap, that took forever, lol. And then I'll do Yamaguchi right under him. Oh, wow. Pretend I didn't say that. Crap. Guys, there's no meaning. There's no background meaning in that. I crack myself up. If you don't get it, that's fine. Oh yeah, Sakusa, let's do it. Whee! I literally already did Kema and Sakusa, but okay. Can you do a video and teach us calligraphy? I mean, I could try. I've been practicing for a few years for sure. Kunimi. Oh my god, Ushijima. Let's do it, guys. Can't believe not a single person has said Tendo yet. I'm disappointed. I'm doing it myself. Okay. Natsu, let's do it. I'm sure I'm like forgetting people. Oh my god, y'all, I literally didn't even do Aikawa yet. Honestly, I'm forgetting a lot of people, but I don't think I can possibly write every single person's name. Semi, sure. We'll get all the short names out of the way. Semi, Yaku, Lev, let's do it. We'll squish Lev in here. Because Lev does not deserve his own. Kidding, I love you, Lev. Elisa, we. Okay. Kunimi. Yachi, woo. Oh yeah, and Kyoko. Yuacha. Oh my god, Tanaka. I forgot about him. And Noya, for that matter. Ooh, kind of like how Tanaka turned out. Sometimes my hand just wavers and then the whole stroke is ruined, but we don't talk about that. Oh yeah, Suna. That's a person. Oh god, Karu. I forgot about him too. Karu, please. Yes, there's enough space. Oh yeah, Aeon. Let's go. Well, that didn't come out too well, but that's fine. Already did. Oh, right, Daichi. I'm like running out of space in my hand. Holy crap, guys. Do you see this? Do y'all see this? Okay. This is like 5 pages of names, my friend. Oh, this brush marker is a Tombow Fudenosuke. This one's the soft tip, but I would say use the hard tip when you're starting because the soft tip is a little bit harder to control. Guys, I'm not doing any more. I'm tired. Okay. This is extended to 82 freaking minutes, so I'm done because I have to go do homework. But thanks for watching. If you stayed this long, can I draw something? Well, not right now because I don't have enough time, but yes. Oh my god. Goodbye. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble, and I hope it was helpful to at least like one of you middle schoolers. I don't really think I shared any big insights though anyways, so probably wasn't that helpful. That said, whatever. Honestly, if you're in middle school and you're worried about high school, don't worry. Oh my god, guys. You can see me in my laptop, but not my face, so it's fine. Anyways, but yeah. I hope it helped you guys a little bit. High school is not that scary. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good, awesome, successful. Even if you decide to drop out and fail high school, that's good too. You know what? You do you. Be your best self. Goodbye, guys. I'm going to end the stream now. I love you.